Hello, welcome. The third episode of the edition of Swishing VidCast, April 13th, means the start of the NHL playoffs. Means the Warriors will either break the record or not, and it means it's the end of Kobe Bryant's career, mercifully for us. Let's start with the NHL playoffs, since I am wearing the Chris Carter jersey, one of the only two players from BC I will ever like. I'm not picking the Rangers. I'm picking the Pittsburgh Penguins, and that's because Rangers won without Ryan McDonough. I don't think people understand how impactful this injury is. How are you going to stop the first line or the second line of the Penguins? Their top six is way too much right now. Kunitz, again, Malkin back. Bonino's been great. You have Crosby, obviously. Phil Kessel, just way too many guys to stop. Stahl and Girardi have not been great this year. And then where's our offense been? Rick Nash has been non-existent. It's mainly been Zuccarello and Brassard. You don't have, the Kevin Hayes of old. Kreider has been up and down. Miller has been up and down. I'd be dumb to pick them. I picked them the past couple of years in a row because I felt that team did have the fire and did have the talent to win it all. Hank is not going to steal 4 games, let alone 12, to get to the Stanley Cup Finals. And then imagine going through the gauntlet of the Capitals and then probably the Islanders next. It's just very tough. I'll say Pittsburgh in 6. So, Ranger fans can come hate me, but I'm picking with my head this year, not my heart. Next series, Washington over Philadelphia, 4 or 5 games. Not much to really waste time there. The whole story of the Ed Snyder passing and they'll get the motivation, I don't buy that. It's just too much talent from Washington's end. Detroit over Tampa in 7. I think 7 because Tampa does have skill, but without Stamkos, not enough. Detroit, Jimmy Howard's up and down. That could be the one key in the series if Tampa does score enough. And like I said, they do still have scoring, but I trust the veteran grit with Datsuk, who's going out. It seems like he's retiring. Zetterberg, guys like that, I trust. So I'm going to go with experience over the young hotshots, especially without Stamkos. I like the Isles a lot in the series. Isles over Panthers. Panthers' best player is probably Yager, who's 55 years old. Isles are just a gritty, tough team, built for the playoffs. John Tavares, one of the best players in the game. I'm going to go Isles in a shorter series, like 5. I'll go with 5. Let's switch over to the West now. Dallas over Mini, big Dallas guy. I think Dallas is a great offensive team. If their goalie gets hot, then they'll be okay. Minnesota does not have the full makeup to me of a deep cup run team. I like Parisi. You have Suter, Charlie Coyle, BU guy. Not enough there. I'm going to go Dallas in probably 5 or 6 games. Chicago's going to blow by St. Louis. St. Louis has not won a playoff series probably in like 4 years. I think it was 2012 last time they won. Chicago's not as good as they were last year when they won the cup. They, losing Sod and players like that hurt them. But, the emergence of Panarin is probably going to win the Calder is great. Patrick Kane right now, best player in the NHL, so going to go Chicago. And a pretty tough series, but they're going to win this one. Anaheim over Nashville. Anaheim is very top-heavy, but Nashville has no scoring, and I think you need scoring in this. Yes, goalies could steal it, but you need to score more than 1 or 2 goals a game. I think Anaheim easily could. So I'm going to go Anaheim in a pretty long series as well. And LA over San Jose. I love the Kings. I think the Kings are the best team, top to bottom in the NHL. Goalie, defense unit, scoring, they can roll 4 lines. San Jose is they're like the Capitals of the West. They don't win the games they're supposed to, the big games. So I want to go Kings. In a 5 or 6 game series, I could see that happening. So there's all my picks. I will do the picks next. For the next round when that comes up, because I'm not going to give it all away right now, and we'll see how many get right or wrong. So we have the tape. I will not delete it. I promise you. Next order of business. This LeBron James story, where he slides into that girl's DMs. Now, this girl, for those who don't know, she's like one of those barstool loser girls who wants their pictures on there all the time and just goes to clubs every day of the week that ends in Y and gets paid. She probably hasn't paid for alcohol, drink her entire life. And LeBron James slides into her DMs, and instead of being like, "Hey, I'm LeBron James, come over my place because I'm an international superstar," period, sent, he says, "Hey, what's up?" And that to me is the worst possible response ever. It looks like he's a little girl, like his Freaky Friday with Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis. His brain was swapped. And he's texting like a 14-year-old saying like, "Hey, what's up?" exclamation, exclamation. And this girl probably deleted the text and threw her phone out. Actually, I'm lying because she posted on Twitter to show off that LeBron texted her, ruining that guy's life. And then, by the way, she has a boyfriend too. Some crappy Browns safety, who they're dating. So that guy's cuckolded now. LeBron James' wife probably sees this and is beating the crap out of him, and he has a bunch of kids running around the house. So good job, Dad. And now this girl is trying to just be, a couple words I won't use on this, but she's being that, and she's a pay-for-play girl. So a couple websites exposed her. You throw a couple bucks and she'll do whatever you want. So I don't know. LeBron is a loser. This girl is a huge loser. This boyfriend is now cuckold on the Browns. Typical life of a Browns player. Nothing goes your way. And apparently it all was because they just went to a game together. They were like courtside for a Cavs game, so this all means nothing. But while the story lasted, it was pretty fun. Johnny Manziel. Johnny Manziel has been mentioned on this podcast or videocast more than anyone. And for good reason, because he gives a lot of content. So Johnny was so screwed up the other night and was saying that he loves the Broncos and he lives with Von Miller now, who's helping him get back in plays, and he's helping Von Miller's life out too. Meanwhile, Von Miller is, stealing the hearts of soccer moms on Dancing with the Stars, and he just won a Super Bowl MVP, but Johnny's definitely helping him out. He says he's living with Von Miller, but people say, and the records have shown, that he lives with Josh Gordon on Sunset Boulevard. Josh Gordon, who recently in the news for his 20th weed violation, or actually it wasn't a weed violation, it was a violation of a diluted sample. So he's trying to mask whatever happened to him, even though he's being tested 10 to 12 times per month. Once you're in the NFL's program, 10 to 12 times per month you're getting tested, and this guy still had the lack of wherewithal to do something illegal. And anyway, I'm not going to get into his case because I think if there's guys in the league who beat up and kill people, why can't Josh Gordon, roll a doobie and play? I don't know. That's a different conversation for a different day. Anyway, Johnny's living with him on Sunset Boulevard, and I think, I just imagine driving down there and seeing that pretty bougie area and imagining his neighbors, his hoity-toity, nose up in the air neighbors who hear their loud rap music at 3 o'clock in the morning, and it's Johnny Manziel and Josh Gordon partying, the blind leading the blind. I don't know who's the more responsible one in that scenario, and I can't imagine they're the neighbors are fans of them whatsoever. But anyway, Johnny, keep doing you. Anything that is told to you, you obviously don't listen to. The media definitely, does just fuel to your fire. If there's anyone who, if you ever want to be interviewed by somebody, you could go check this tape. I've supported you 100% of the way, so come on this podcast. So this is me reaching out to you, Johnny Manziel. Please come on and we'll talk about your partying days with Josh Gordon. All right. I mentioned before Kobe's last game. Thank God. I'm sick of the Kobe fest, and I'm not a Kobe hater. After seeing what happened in LA, went to the Knicks-Lakers game where Calderon won it, seeing the fans cheer for Kobe when he's coming into the game, he's with his cane and getting up off the bench, and the fans start standing out and clapping. Clap louder and cheer louder than when, say, D'Angelo Russell nails a three or whatever. It's just Kobe. There's constantly videos on the board for Kobe, whatever he did. And, whatever. He was in the team for 20 years, so great career. But ESPN has a weird way of they're making him out to be a god when this guy has done a couple crappy things in his life. He's a great player. He's not a good person. Let's not forget what happened in Vail, Colorado. He paid off a woman after assaulting her. He gave his wife a huge ring, a wedding ring, whatever. Ring, I can't say that. Just to be like, oh, forget what I just did. Forget I committed a crime, but just take this giant rock. And then he also broke up. I mean, he's a jerk, and he broke up, the Shaq and Kobe duo, which is the greatest duo probably in sports ever. The guy could have won way more championships than Jordan if he stayed with him. So I don't know. I'm not a huge Kobe guy for those reasons. Kobe 8 with the afro was way better than Kobe, the self-named Black Mamba 24. But that's just me. I'm mostly rooting against the Warriors tonight. I want to see the Grizzlies win. I have Warriors fatigue. I'm just so tired of the Warriors every single day. It's what can the Warriors do? I want to see them lose. I want to see the Thunder win the championship. I can't stand it. If you're in the media too much, I end up hating you. So that's what's happening right now with the Warriors. I'm just sick of them. I like most of the players in the team. I like Steph Curry. I like Draymond Green a lot, actually. Think Steve Kerr is an awesome coach. Just don't care. And I don't even like Michael Jordan at all either. I don't care about that Bulls team, but I'm sick of the Warriors. So that's the reason why I'm rooting against you. Last thing I wanted to get to, more local New York news. D'Brickashaw Ferguson retiring, and I bring that up because it's the Jets' fault, and the Jets asked him to take a pay cut. and then the Jets go out and trade for Ryan Clady to play left tackle to fill in Derbyshire-Ferguson's spot since he retired, and they're only saving like $2 million because there's still dead money on the cap, and Ryan Clady's contract ends up being around $6 million. So Derbyshire costs 14. They're not really saving that much at all, and it just shows you how stupid the Jets are. And this also ties into the Mets, where the Mets and the Jets both try to do things to make their teams worse when they were on the cusp of being very good. The Jets were a game away from making the playoffs, and they try to ruin their franchise by getting rid of a guy who missed one snap in his entire career, and now they don't have a quarterback at all. And they'll probably trade Muhammad Wilkerson, who is their best player overall, just to free up money to sign Ryan Fitzpatrick, who very well could be between the 25th and 32nd best quarterback in the NFL next year. He had a mediocre season, and they glorified him, and he's not going to be that good. And the guy's limited, and you're really cutting off your nose to spite your face to trade Muhammad Wilkerson away. So this is my plea: the Jets don't do that. And you saw how stupid the Mets are because they did not want to sign Yoenis Cespedes in the offseason, and they did. I'm not giving them any credit for that because it took it way too long. And look how bad the Mets are now. They lost 4 straight games. Harvey's not pitching that great. Syndergaard had a good outing last night, but offense was nowhere to be found. David Wright's back. I mean, the guy looks like the hunchback of Notre Dame. He can't even stand up straight, and he can't hit. Curtis Granderson, possibly 260, 270 this year. Right now, he's batting like 40. So the team's not good. I've said this before. I think the Nationals will win the division. So the Jets, Mets, if your team name ends in ETS, you're pretty much destined for nowhere. So that's it. Shorter than last week's podcast, videocast, whatever. NHL, NBA update next time, and hopefully we'll do a full-length podcast soon. So for that, I am out.